Alright, here we are chillaxing. Got my favorite channel on the TV. It's the Victron channel. Super geek info. All day, every day, 24/7.
Huh.
Alright, and now the how-to. How did he do it? So once I get through some of the setup, what you need to do to set this up, I'm going to put the camera back on this tripod and facing at the TV so I can show you operating it. It's just the TV that come in stock with this camper. It's a Roku TV. I've got an Amazon Fire Stick plugged in, so you got the Amazon up on the screen now, but it's back here. Oops, just dropped something. It's the cheapest Fire Stick they make, so like the $29 one. All right, and that's what's gonna make this work on the TV. So let me grab my flashlight that I just dropped, and then we're gonna head up front, show you the next thing that we need to make this work. Is up in my cabinet up here. I have some light, tiny little USB router. So I've got that up in the front of the RV because when I'm driving the truck, I can connect to anything back here, check out my servo, check out anything that's going on with the RV. And then also my, where this is parked at the house, this is facing that way towards the house, and makes it easy to connect to my home internet so I can monitor anything in the RV from anywhere that I'm at. That little router is just plugged in there. It's powered by USB, so it's always on. Don't have to worry about leaving the inverter on or any of that kind of stuff. So this little outlet back there, I've got a video on installing that. It's a USB-A quick charge and a USB-C. So check that out on the channel. I'm going to put a link at the bottom. And then also up front here, that TV, I've got a link on the channel for mounting that TV. There was no mount or anything here in the camper when I got it. So check that out on the channel. But let's head back to the living room. Okay, this is the setup screen for the router. And this is not going to be a how-to on how to set up the router. I'll include the Amazon link for the router down below down there. And in that Amazon link, there is a pretty good video for setting up the router. So if you want to buy this router, check that out. But once we get the router set up, this is how we're going to set up our servo to get it onto the TV screen. So we need to go up here to our LAN clients and see what we have connected to the router. And again, once you first set up the router, you're going to have to connect your Amazon stick to it and connect your servo to it and all that stuff. But once that's connected, we're going to look on here to find our servo. Now I use a Raspberry Pi, so there that is. And if you're using an actual servo, you're just going to look for your servo. So these are the things that I've got connected to this particular router, and we need the IP address. These numbers. Now I'll have these numbers semi-blocked. I don't know if people can do funky things with my system if they know my numbers, but just in case they do, I'll have them blocked. But we just need to come here and we need to get the IP address for our Raspberry Pi. And then let's look at what we need to do once we have that number. Okay, here I am, camera on the tripod. Got my Amazon main screen up here on the TV. And here is just my Amazon remote. Like I said, it's the cheapest Fire Stick that they make. So I'm going to try to sort of keep this in the video and still let you see what's going on with the TV screen and all that. But from our home screen Amazon, we're going to scroll down to our internet. That's our web browser for Amazon, and we're going to click on that, and that's going to open up, and there is my remote console for my Victron Servo. So if you look up, you can kind of see the cursor following on the screen. We go up here, and just above there is the number that we just found on our router for our Servo, or in my case the Raspberry Pi. So then you just put that number that we just looked up there, the IP address, in the web browser location, and voila, it pulls up the web browser for the Servo, or for the Raspberry Pi, and there it is, just like you're connecting to it on your phone. So now we have this screen on the TV, and if we look here, my big red box is empty because I'm not, I've got the breaker off to the shore power right now. So I'm going to go plug that in just a second and show you everything working. We look here over my multi-plus is inverting, and a little bit of AC load. You can see everything live. My solar is not connected either. And got all my temps for the RV. It's just sitting in the driveway, so everything's kind of the same, but there is all the data for my Servo. So I'm going to go plug in outside. Now I won't, I'll edit out a little bit of this time here, but and then edit back in when the red screen clicks on with the charge. And when I'm out there, also probably connect up my solar, just so we can see everything working on the Servo, and then we'll look at a couple more things. Alright, I'm back. You can see some solar kicked in and some shore power kicked in. Now what I want to, I don't think I explained too well before. I'm going to get in front of the camera. I guess this screen is so bright it's hard to see. But the Amazon Fire Stick has this navigation ring around here where you can press on it and move. So if I press that down, you can see that cursor on the screen is running down. If I press it right, you can see the cursor move right. So if I press it up, see the cursor move up. But now I'm going to go on to the shore power, and if I press that, you can see my shore power screen opens up. So I can do this from the lazy boy sitting there. I can do it from anywhere basically in the RV, and control this where I can see it. Now if I let's move down, and I'll get kind of, see if I can do this and stay a little bit in the screen, a little bit not in the screen. But so find my cursor. So I can go over here, and let's say right now I have my current limit on my multiplus set at 25 amps. So I hope we can see that there. I can go over and I can set my current limit, if I wanted to 20 amps. So now if we look over here, its current limit is 25 amps. It's got a new of 20 amps. And so now all I need to do is come over here and accept new. And boom, if we look up here, now my current limit is set to 20 amps. So I can control anything on the Servo with my remote. So if we go over here and I want to go into the main menu, there's starting there, you can see some of my my temp sensors and things coming up there. If I go up to settings, I can click on that, and I can go down to any setting I like, click on it, and do any access to anything I want. So the entire servo works on the TV from the remote. I can go to date and time, you know, I can set anything I want. I'm not going to mess with any of my settings because I like them, but there it is. The entire servo controlled with my Amazon remote on the Amazon TV. So everything running, everything working. I can go look at my solar and say, hey, it's in bulk mode, and see the voltage and amps, and I've just got 200 watts of panels, my grand panels hooked up. So not big vast systems like some folks have out there, but it is all working and all controllable with the Amazon remote. So those folks that had the little 5-inch screens and the 7-inch screens, we get the 40-inch screen up here, and everything is awesome and fantastical. So go back over to the inverter. We can see I'm running got about 118 volts. I'm on a 75 foot cord, so I got a little bit of voltage drop there, and you can see all their current limits and everything going on, and I could turn the charger on and off, but I don't want to do that because the TV will shut off. But everything is again is controllable from the Amazon remote. It's sweeter than candy. So I'm gonna go back here and set my shore power limit back again so I can charge a little quicker. So I'm gonna just crank that up to, let's crank it up to about 28 amps against a 30 amp circuit. Keep it a little, I like to keep it a little under, and accept new, and there we go. And now my charge is bumped up to 103 amps, cranking into the batteries out of the shore power. Awesome geekiness. So like and subscribe, see more good things on the channel, see some of the other stuff that I mentioned at the beginning of the video on the channel, and my entire Victron setup, which is almost as unique as getting the Victron on the TV, is that video is coming soon. Got a couple things on there I don't think you've seen other folks do.